Welcome to another episode of Raw Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get in the segment, I want to make sure that we got just as many likes on this video as we do people watching this video. For various reasons, I want to get my algorithm up to make sure this particular video goes out. Also, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribe us without their permission. And then make sure that you hit the notification bell so you can know when a new video is dropped. Whoop, there it is. And if you would like to support the channel, you can support us directly through our PayPal account at paypal.me/BobTVNYC. That's paypal.me/BobTVNYC. Or you can join our Patreon channel also by the name of Bob TV NYC on Patreon if you're going to be a $5 monthly. But if you want to give instant, by all means, always give people opportunity to give because giving is good. I mean, I give here, I give there, I give to my church because I love what my church do for the community. I'm a giver. So, so if you appreciate the work, then you have opportunity to sow into this seed called Bob TV. All right, so today, I had my little goddaughter tell me, Mr. Robert, witches have birthdays? I said, yeah, if they're born, they have birthdays. Well, lo and behold, that's right. Today is, right now it's 1/11, so it's not today. But yesterday was Joy Reid's birthday on MSNBC. And she was looking all the prettiest I ever seen her. But like I say, you can be pretty all you want. I don't eat pork. Not much pork. I try not to eat none at all. But she ain't fooling nobody. Because we're going to get into her today. I recently sent a Twitter to Joy Reid, a tweet to her, whatever you want to call it. Really getting on her case, telling her she need to be a doggone shame of herself. Selling out black people, trying to get in the way of black progress. This lady right here. Well, let me get back to me. Joy Reid is one of those blacks that wants to get in the way of black progress. She feels the only way blacks can progress is by supporting the Democratic Party. Well, Joy Reid, when have blacks in general progressed within the Democratic Party? But wait, Republicans, don't get happy, because we ain't getting no progress in the Republican Party either. That's why I'm telling black people it's not time to take sides, it's time to take over. You can call me militant, you can call me Malcolm X, you can call me whatever you want. I just want my community to have their best interests answered because we're being neglected. And sure, I'm a man of faith and I do trust God and believe God, but there's some actions that you got to take. Faith without works is dead. And a lot of times it's a waste of spiritual energy when you don't make the step for change yourself. Change isn't change until you decide to make the change. Don't wait on anybody else. And then you got people who block the change. They call them blockchains. As a union organizer, one of the things I realized that when you try to organize a union, you're going to find people from the company, I call them usually Negro management, trying to do whatever they can to keep those people under the thumb of the company. They don't want them to stand up for themselves about anything. And then they'll down talk the union when they know they've been involved with unions themselves in some kind of formal life before the job, and yet they know the benefits of a union, but they don't want them to be involved with a union. So they'll down talk the union, or they'll spread hatred or they'll instill fear in the worker. Then you got those what we call bootlicks on the job, the ones who try to get in the way and tell them we don't want no union here. There's one guy on my campaign at JFK International Airport, and every morning he would come and say, we don't want no union. And I would say, look, bro, who is we? Because I don't see nobody behind you. All right. I know in Haiti you speak French, so what's up? Are you speaking French? Because there ain't no we behind you. So don't be talking about we don't want no union when we got all these cards signed up saying we want a union. So why don't you turn your little butt behind and go back to your station. Go do your job and get out of my face. But every morning, this brother follow us around. Had the nerve to say, hey, excuse me, we don't want no. And well, lo and behold, this brother got fired. And guess who could not help him? The union. And that's the same thing with Joy Reid. She's probably saying we. She's trying to speak for the black community, saying we are being infiltrated by bots. That's right. They're going back to the old message because they starting to lose some of their stellar people running for president. See, the thing is, they're getting upset because the black community is not falling for the old okie doke that they did with Obama for 8 years. Sure, Obama did some things for the LGBT community. He did something for the Hispanic community or Latino community, whatever you want to call it. But he did nothing concrete for the black community. Nothing concrete. Releasing blacks from prisoners, that's not doing nothing for the community in a whole, because majority of blacks are not in prison. Oh, he's changed criminal justice reform. That's great, but that still is not part of the, to me, most blacks are not in jail. It's easy for them to get in jail just like anybody else, and they need to find some way to get out. But majority of the blacks are outstanding, mind their own business, go to work, do their job, raise their families, love their wives, go on vacation. They're just like anybody else. They want to start their own business and things like that. So most of them don't have, when you talk about legalizing marijuana, that don't affect them because they don't smoke it nor sell it. So don't bring that as a black issue, even though they say most of blacks are pretty much in that arena for business illegally and in jail for it, incarcerated for it. So here we got Joy Reid on her birthday, dressed all in her finest, because I guess she got a date with her husband later on that night. And she had somebody come and make her over because she sure wasn't looking like that today. And they probably bought in the big cake and made her feel good and made her feel special. But a lot of times that's what happened. That man or that woman that make you feel special, and that all the time long they ready to stab you in your back. You should never trust MSNBC, Joy Reid. Just because you got a job with them don't mean they can't ask you like Melissa House Perry. Or the other black chick. I can't even think of her name. She's been so ghosted, I don't even remember her name now. Like they did Al Sharpton, put him on the weekends. Like they did Roland Martin. He got to do his show just like I'm doing mine now, YouTube. And he's still kissing behind, and he got his own show. So I figure he's trying to kiss behind to get back on TV instead of focusing on his own business, on his own show. Kissing behind, using the same talking points as Joy Reid. On her birthday, got the nerves to pull down her pants. Yeah, I'm graphic with this. Pull up her dress, pull down her pants, squat, and piss on the black community. What? Wait. Not only that, after she finished pissing, she began to take a dunk on the online black community like you and me. Watch this. Hey guys, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm using a slow computer, and I'm going to begin one soon. So I'm believing for a bigger or better one. I have a nice high-speed computer. This is in the shop right now, and I really have no issues. It's just that something is going on with the monitor thing. But I love my computer, and I got to go pick that up because this laptop is not doing the job. But anyway, we're talking about Joy Reid, and we talked about Joy Reid on a day of celebration deciding to dunk on black people and people who want to push a black agenda. We're going to go into this video real quick. I'm going to let the entire video play, and then I'm going to break it down because I have some things I got to address concerning Joy Reid and these stupid, ignorant accusations, these lies and smears that she's doing on so-called black activists. When have black people started crapping on black activism? Like Madam Albright said, which was a dumb statement, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support women. Why would I support a woman when that... I don't mind supporting a woman that's going to do good for people, but why I'm going to support a woman who's hateful and trifling and just going to harm and hurt people and always, I'm not supporting you, and I'm not supporting a man like that either. I could say the same thing. It's a special place in hell for a man who don't support other men. I'm not supporting you just because you're a man. And I'm not supporting you just because you're black. I'm not supporting you just because you're a woman. I'm not supporting you. It's the content of your character that earns my support. You have to earn it. I don't give it away. And for Joy Reid, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I just hit her up on her Twitter, and I think she blocked me. Little old me, nobody on little old YouTubers, and that's what they fearing. They fearing they losing their media grip. The old media is losing their grip on the people because people are going to YouTube. People are going to other sources to get their news. They want to be known as the only credible credible source. How are you going to be known as the only credible source when you don't do real investigation? You get your talking points from the military complex. You get your talking points from your boss. You do what your boss tell you to. You say what your boss tell you to say. You don't have the freedom to do independent journalism. I'm a citizen journalist. And I tell more truth than half of you guys up there. And you literally about to lie and smear on black people on your so-called birthday. You're supposed to be a black sister. I see you no more as a Stephen from Django Unchained. I see you no more as a female Uncle Tom. If you go to the MSNBC website, you see her name up there. You'll see the MSNBC. You go to the YouTube channel. They got 2 million subscribers. They should have more than that. You know why they don't have more than that? Because everybody know they're a liar. There was fake news before Trump even called it fake news. Fox fake news, and they're just as fake. None of them are true. Every now and then they may speak a little truth, but that truth don't cover the overall lies that they spit out of their mouth. And here's Joy Reid. Pull down her pants and dunk on black activism by having this lady on her show. They spew this stuff out of her mouth. Now, Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell already told us she need to apologize or we're going to start hitting back. I'm saying anytime, and this is for presidential candidates, this is for anybody, including me, you start calling me a bot personally, I'm going to file a lawsuit on you for defamation and smears because you got to prove that. I'm a black man living in New York and a microphone and a camera, and I'm doing what I only can do. Tell the truth as I believe it. As I believe it. I'm not true. I don't know everything. I'm just telling you what I know. And if I learn something from somebody else, I'll make adjustments and things like that. Maybe, I don't know. She talk about whatever they tell her to talk about. Nobody tells me what to talk about. I may pray and feel like I should, get some guidance from above or whatever, but nobody's telling me what to do and what to say. I'm not bought. And the only support I get is from you guys who donate to my Patreon account, who give into my PayPal account. And even then, I don't stress you for that. I'm not like that preach on the TV and say, I'm going to send a bottle of oil to you, send $25, and I'm going to send a bottle of oil to you that I got from Israel out of the gas tank. I don't do that. I don't say put your hands to the screen, my brother. I mean, that stuff don't work. It's your faith that works. It's what we call a point of contact. I'm giving you a point of contact when I give you opportunity to give into this channel. I don't, you give, don't give. Because I'm trusting something bigger than that to maintain me on this camera. I don't want to depend on no man to do anything. Why? Because they can buy you and they can tell you what to do and what to say. I think one of the reasons why some organizations don't like me because you can't mold me and shape me into to be your little toy. You're a little puppet. It just ain't gonna happen. Let's go to this video. Joy Reid and this young lady. I've been looking for this full interview from start to beginning, and I can't. I got a partial video, and I'll probably come back and go over the whole video once I find it. If you have the link, put it in the chat so I can do a part 2 or something like this. All right, so I'm gonna let this young lady speak. I'm gonna let the whole entire video go through, and if you don't want to hear my commentary, then I won't go back. But I don't know. I can never promise that, because I get pissed off, and then next thing you know, I'm stopping the video and getting some heat off me. Okay, let's go.
80% of black women will vote for. The data point says that over 90% of black women will vote for Democrats.
Now, first of all, she's coming with some computer number crunching. Like, computers and numbers can assume what black people gonna do. She said the data say over 90% of women gonna vote, and black women do vote in big numbers, but she never mentioned that black men vote in high numbers too. Now, they know 90% of women vote, and black women vote, and they know black men vote in high percentages too. And they realize that if that get tampered with, they may not get to have whoever they want to win in the primaries. Also, they won't get whoever they want to have in office to win the general election. They understand that the control of the primaries is in the black vote. And the general election is still in the black votes. Independents do count, because independents is a huge number, and they come in all colors. Non-parties, new voters, and all that, you gotta assume that's gonna be in a factor too. But she realized that black men, black women vote in huge numbers. And the Democratic Party has been depending on that to get them over. The problem is, when you get to the general election, even when black men and women vote in huge numbers, it's barely enough. It's not a blowout. So oftentimes you gotta make sure you appease to that base, or you make sure you give that base what they need. And that's what the whole point of this is all about, Joy Reid. You make sure you give the base what they need before election day. Because we're not going to trust you with this, when I get in office, I'm going to do this. That ain't happening. Take that somewhere, turn it into toilet paper and wipe your behind in it and throw it in the toilet and flush it. We're not having that anymore. And you guys are scared now, the nerves of us demanding concessions before the vote. Didn't they do that with JFK? Didn't they do that with Lyndon Baines Johnson, the civil rights movement? Didn't Dr. King do that? How do you think this is supposed to go, Joy Reid? I understand, you don't understand what it's like to fight to vote. Now, I don't know, I know you come from Haiti, okay? And I don't know if your family came in here post the immigration policy. But there was a slew of black people that was fighting for rights that made it easier for you to come here. And they got killed. They got burned. They got raped. They got shot. They would make them dig their own grave. And while they were in the grave, they would shoot them all and bury them, because they didn't want to do the digging. They would have gasoline thrown on and lit on fire, tarred and feathered, hung in front of the entire town over innocent charges. Democrats and Republicans have done that. People who claim to be voters for the Democrats, people who claim to be voters for the Republican Party, it had nothing to do with party. It had everything to do with hatred. And hatred is in every party, because parties are made of people. And it's the people in their mindsets in these parties that make them pass laws either to support the black community or ignore the black community. Now, this sister is right. Women vote in large numbers. Black women vote in large numbers, and the Democratic Party need it. They're scared that they got not going. People like us is going to take that away from them because we got some valid points about making them give you something before, using your vote as a weapon, using your vote as a bargaining tool. Unions do it. Before they go in and negotiate a contract in the union, once you finish that table, once you go in and you negotiate between the board, the bargaining committee, and the company, they have to go back to the workers and get a vote on it. And if the workers don't see anything in there that's going to really benefit them, guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to vote for it.
And so now we have a whole campaign getting several campaigns, by the way. We have identified at least 5 existing campaigns that are focused on getting black people to do only one thing, not vote for the Democrats.
And can you?
No, it's not that, sister. You got campaigns that's telling people not to vote at all. We're not telling them to vote for the Republicans either. We're not telling them to vote for, we're not, you're right, not voting for Democrats, but you're lying. You're only telling them a half truth, which my mom says is still a lie. You're not telling the whole truth. If you go through most of those organizations, they're telling you don't vote Democrat and Republican because neither one of them have your best interest, black people. They only using you for your vote, and they're not going to give you nothing for it. They haven't given you nothing for it 10 years ago. When Obama was in office, they ain't gave you nothing. 20 years ago when Bill Clinton was in office, they didn't give you nothing. When Bush was in office, they didn't give you nothing. When Reagan was in office. He did give us some good cheese, though, boy. That cheese was banging. But that ain't enough. I'm not selling myself out for no Reagan cheese. So she's going to sit here and lie and say these campaigns, number one goal is to tell people don't vote Democrat. You're lying from the crack of your behind, lady. Lying. And Joy Reid, she's going on with the program. Birthday girl. Got all dressed up for her husband to go on the night on town with her bonus check that she got for dumping on black people like Roland Martin do all the time. These are black activists trying to bring up some serious subjects to save the black community while they got leverage. Because once you get in office, we know you have no leverage. We have no leverage to get you to do anything now, because now it's like that brother. Hey, excuse my term, okay? And this is not sexist, but a lot of brothers out here like that, and I used to be like that. I done got the draws now. You wooing and trying to you're doing whatever you can to get with this girl, and once you got the draws, you're done. Yeah, you go back to your boys. Yeah, man, I got the draws, man. Yo, it was good. Got the draw. GTD got the draws. But yet, here the girl, she's trying to come back and go out another night with you. She done gave up her goodies because she figured she'd get an investment in it. But then again, some women like that too, because I've been in that position. Yeah, I finally got robbed to do all that. But can we go out and get something to eat? No. Can we do anything? No. Lose my number. Oh, after I made you wait and I finally give you the goods, you won't have nothing to do with me no more. That's the same thing the Democratic Party has been doing. I don't even talk about the Republicans. The Republicans don't care nothing about no black people. I said that, black Republicans. They don't give a crap about you, and you doing the same freaking thing. You vote for the Republican Party, and they're not doing nothing for you at all. Where's their black agenda? Where's Trump black agenda? That crap that he had, Trump initiative, urban initiative. Every black don't live in the urban area. A black agenda is not about urban. I don't know where we get the urban name mean black. He ain't doing nothing for you. The Democrats ain't doing nothing for you. You know they haven't done nothing for you in the past 20 years, but yet you gonna keep giving them the vote. It's just like now, and once you give them the vote, they ain't gonna do a doggone thing for you. They done got the goodies now. You wake up and he ain't even in the bed no more. He done gone. Let me keep going.
Name one of those 5 campaigns. I mean, we put up from the report that you're saying that there's a conversation about reparations that has to do with it.
So the campaigns that's telling you not to vote has something to do with reparations. So here they are. They trying to smear, piss on, take a dunk on these political movements. These are political movements similar to movements in the 60s where we made a demand in order to get an exchange. If you want us to have an exchange with you, this is what we want. If you give us this, we can do business. Any negotiator, any smart businessman, when they get ready to do a business deal, there is a give and take. You're not just getting anything. I market legal services. Okay? I'm not asking you for your money without offering you an exchange. For your $14.95 a month, $4 a freaking week, I'm giving you $4,000 worth a month worth of legal services that you can use anytime you want. Or doing regular business hours. The Emergency Act says you can use 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're black and American, you don't have my program, then something is wrong with you. I got it and had it for over 10 years. It put me in a position of power where I could just pick up the phone, or already have them on the phone by the time the cops get to me. Or I'm well educated on my rights because I spend a lot of time with my attorneys so they can educate me on my rights. So I can go back into the hood and be able to stand up against the authorities when they try to violate my rights. The same thing here. You have to give up. There has to be an exchange. Who told you to be a slut voter? I've done video series on being a slut voter. You giving up your vote that is valuable, that's precious, and getting nothing for it. You literally going to the club and she's standing over there in the corner, cleavage all out, skirt up to a neck. The highest, that's the lowest her skirt is, up to a neck. You get her on the dance floor and boy, people tell y'all to get a room. You got the goods. Later on that night, it was easy. Why? Because they consider a person like that who give it up so easy, they call them a what? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not saying if that's you and you if you like that, that's fine. This is your life. Do whatever you want to do. A lot of guys like somebody who they ain't got to work too hard to get with, you know. It's hard, man. It's tough. Some of y'all women, boy, y'all make us work, boy. And some of y'all women, some of y'all men make women work for it. I'm one of those men. I make you work for it. I don't just give it to you. You got to earn this. I don't have no women coming in and out of my house like talking about. One of these days I might have one come by just to visit a brother, you know. But I don't have women coming in and out of my house like that. I don't go out with women. I don't even go out with women just to get something in return. Well, I do go out with women to get something in return, but it ain't always sex. But I don't want my time wasted, so I'm going to spend my time and energy in a female. I expect something in return for my time. And it's not sex all the time. It's friendship. It's companionship. I got my back, you got my back. That's what I do it. There's an exchange. So when have black ladies up here on this panel, Joy Reid and whatever your name is, lady, I could care less. When have it been where black women are being taught by other black women to just give up your vote and not ask for nothing in return? You just want to give it up just to get Trump out of office? You better do more than that. You get Trump out of office and you finally get some person in office, whether it's Cory Booker, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, whatever. What are they going to do for you in specific? What are they going to do for the black women? What are they going to do for the black men? There's a huge wealth gap that is, if it don't get closed, a certain aspect of black society is going to fade out and they're going to go into poverty. And when you ain't got no money, you don't have no power. There's a scripture said that money answereth all things. Right now, I got some situation that I got and I feel powerless. And I'm going to change that situation. Let's keep going.
Criminal justice conversation. Yes. There's an immigration. Go on.
Reparations, immigration, reparations, immigration, and anything that has to do with the criminal justice system. So the reason that the targeting of Kamala around being a cop.
So they trying to let me let this keep playing.
Is important is because anything that hinges on criminal justice becomes a divisive issue.
How is it divisive, young lady, with the gap in the mouth, gap band mouth? And what's up with your hair? You couldn't put no wig on? I'm sorry. I'm shaming people. Okay. All right. All right. It has nothing to do with her. Her hair and the gap in the mouth has nothing to do with her. Okay. Look at sister. Kamala said she's a cop. You want to know where that narrative came from? Kamala Harris is a cop. It came from Kamala Harris's mouth, because when she said she was a district attorney, she had a badge. And at that time, she was the top law enforcement officer in San Francisco. And she used that badge to pull some kind of credibility and some kind of power and some kind of muscle. She admitted writing letters to parents with that badge on the letter, saying, and I could go through these videos and popping up, but I'm not doing it, saying that if you don't have your kids, if your kids keep cutting school, I'm coming to lock you up. Now, if she locked the parent up, what's going to happen to the kids? They're going to go into the system. So, of course, the parents going to get paranoid. Here's a lady who don't have no kids, don't understand what it's like to be a parent, talking about locking up somebody's kids, and don't understand the situation going on. Putting fear, striking fear in the hearts of black women in San Francisco. And probably in Oakland too. She was the district attorney going around willing her badge, scaring the crap out of black women and black men because they fear their child will cause them, not going to school will cause them to go to jail. She mentioned that she was a cop. I'm just repeating what she said. So it's true. She is one. Well, she was one. So where do you get your information from, young lady? You're on NBC. How come a brother from around the way got more brains than you got? She said that. Look it up. Google it. You can Google, right? Because wherever you're getting your sources from right now, you got to be getting it out the crack of your behind. And you think that killed her campaign? No, she killed her campaign with a freaking record as a top cop, a local prosecutor, and the district attorney. Her record killed her. And how she treated black people as prosecutor, that turned black people off from her. And how all of a sudden she want to be black when she lived her life as a East Indian woman from India until she got to Howard University. Now she all sister girl, black girl power. Get out of here with that crap. And you think you're going to pull one over. You probably fell for that. But a lot of black women wasn't falling for that. They smelled it, and they know who dealt it.
And is being used as a weapon right now.
How is it used for a weapon? How is the truth used for a weapon? Lies are used as a weapon. And what you're doing is you're taking these talking points to use it as a weapon to try to beat down the activist community, the black activist community that's going around saying, if you want to get our vote in this election, then you need to put something on the table because we're tired of voting for you and you're not doing nothing for us. What are you offering? We're giving you plenty of time to work that out. And if you don't get the vote, it's because you were too stubborn or you didn't apply the pressure on them too. Talking about a weapon. Get out of here. Lies and smears are a weapon. And you sitting up here on corporate white-owned media who have no problem firing you, have no problem firing Joy Reid, have no problem firing Melissa House Perry, have no problem firing getting Roland Martin off the show, has no problem getting Al Sharpton and putting them on Saturdays on the weekends when nobody can see his little scrawny behind. You sitting up here kissing their behind, dunking on black people on this show. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. 2 black women on a panel trying to expose black activists, trying to tell them, people like me, people like Antonio Moore, people like Professor Black, people like, people, you name it, Vic Carnell, people like Tim Black can even talk about it. It's a lot of us out here in media that's black. And you calling us bots? You see my face, right? So you trying to say I'm a black Russian? And know something? There's nothing wrong with black Russian. There's nothing wrong with the people of Russia. They're people just like you. They got feelings. They got a family. They're not evil. But you're trying to paint them as evil. If anybody you want to see as evil, you better look at your leadership at MSNBC. Because evil will show up on your door when you don't do what they tell you to do. I need you to jump through that hoop, you little puppy dog. I'm going to put some fire in the hoop, and you better jump through that hoop and not get on fire. And that's what Joy Reid is doing right now. Using her show to jump through the hoops with the fire. Now, Gabrielle Union is a beautiful black woman, but it's one thing about Gabrielle Union I can say. Gabrielle Union, she did not take no stuff on the show that she is right now, American Got Talent. They got rid of Nick Cannon because Nick Cannon made comments about NBC. He stood up against NBC, and guess what they did to Nick Cannon? They got rid of him. But Nick Cannon don't care. Nick Cannon is a businessman. He's wealthy. He got back up. He know what to do with his money. Now, how much of an activist Nick Cannon is, I don't know. I'm not judging people's activism. I don't have the ability to do that. I got to focus on mine. Gabrielle Union saying, look, you need to push back too. She ain't scared to get fired. You know why? Because she got a nest egg. She's a good actress. She got something else she can do. Her husband is a millionaire. So she got a cushion. You guys ain't got a cushion. So you're scared to say what you really want to say. You know doggone well you want to join this movement and start walking with us, but you cannot do it because you're scared you're going to lose your job. Or in your case, you're scared you may not show up on a white-owned television show. Let me keep going. I'm woosah.
Are there real issues? Absolutely. I want to make sure that people don't dismiss the fact that there are some real issues that we're talking about. I think you had Cory Booker on here talking about police brutality. These are key, important issues to our community. We know that this is the case because
so if there are key issues in our community, why are you going around saying Russians are trying to divide us with key issues? If anything, they would be helping us with these key issues. Now, I'm not saying they are. We actually can't talk about so-called cyber, whatever you want to call it. They call it black voters, digital disinformation program campaigns. The biggest disinformation campaign is right here, right now. This lady sitting on this panel spitting out lies and smears on black activists. You, the disinformation campaign. It's probably the only thing I really agree with Trump on. You guys are nothing but disinformation campaign. You lie, you lie, you lie. You lie on Trump. Some of the stuff Trump is not a good character. He is a bad actor. He got some issues. But you make up stuff on him. Trump investigate Joe Biden, find out he used or held money from Ukraine. You find out Trump did the same thing. You want to prosecute Trump, but you don't want to prosecute Joe Biden. They did the same freaking thing. Prosecute them both. See, I'm on the side of you. It don't matter what party you are. All y'all need to go if you're crooked. All y'all need to go if you're lying and smearing. And you lying and smearing. And the only reason you're lying and smearing is because somebody told you to lie and smear. And you ain't going to buck up against them because I understand. You need to keep that job. Joy Reid used to work for the Grill. I think she did some work with Mother Jones. Joy Reid, as a journalist, don't have to kiss the butt of MSNBC, but when you getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a day, Rachel Maddows, you tend to be tempted to kiss a little butt. And once you get used to that money coming in, it's hard not to take your lips off the buttocks of the CEOs of MSNBC and Comcast. You know what I can do with that kind of money? I ain't selling out. Shoot me before I sell out. I don't want to die on my grave saying, this dude pulled down his pants and dunked on the black community and called them Russians, called them Russian bots. Shame on this woman.
In the previous election in 2016, Black Lives Matter was targeted because of their campaign that was focused on police brutality.
Right.
It's still.
Here she is with this line, Black Lives Matter will target. Come to find out, through Google executives, through Facebook executives, the so-called Russian disinformation campaign wasn't all that much of a huge disinformation campaign because the ads didn't even match up to $20,000. And so-called 13 people got indicted. What happened to the 13 people that was indicted? Did they go to trial? Are they in jail? No. And far as I know, they could have made up this 13 people got indicted. You sat there and believed it. Did you see them on TV? Did you see a trial? Did you see anybody get convicted for that? No. You got to stop believing the crap that these people say out of their mouths just because they say it. They want you to believe just because they're like me. I got the background, my background just like this. I look professional and everything. But I don't tell you to take my word. I tell you the truth as I believe. If you don't want to believe it, go research it yourself. I encourage that. They don't encourage you to do that. They don't tell you to research. They say, listen to our researchers. Listen to our fact checkers. They too lazy to do their own research, do their own investigation. When the last time Joy Reid did a real deal in-depth research investigation on a certain subject? She's spitting out Russian just like second only to Rachel Maddow. A black woman preaching Russians are out to undermine our democracy, second only to Rachel Maddow, but she don't talk nothing about black issues and what's going on in the black community. Yet, as soon as we start talking about it, soon we start dealing with it, as soon as we start addressing it, we're called bots. They're saying we're disseminating misinformation or disinformation campaign. We're running a disinformation campaign. No, you running the disinformation campaign right now.
Still existing. It's still happening right now. It's just that we're not seeing a way to handle this and do a counter narrative.
Very quickly, we're out of time.
Now, to me, black people should never ever bring up 2016 in a Russian disinformation campaign, because the biggest Russians that was bringing in disinformation was the Democratic National Committee. People pledging before they pledged vote. There was counting delegate counts. There was calling elections before the elections was over with. They were calling elections 30 minutes to an hour before people got a chance to get out and vote. Causing other people to say, well, I don't even need to go out now. It's over with. WikiLeaks exposed them, a credible journalist organization known to expose crime, expose what the crimes the DNC were doing. Roland Martin was caught up in one of them. Old roly-poly. Cheating for Hillary Clinton, giving her information about pre-debate questions. Giving her questions that he was going to ask way ahead of time. Before the debate even started, she knew the question that was going to ask. Bernie didn't know it. Think that's illegal. Hillary Clinton, like the DNC is right now, broke as a joke. Hillary Clinton took her money that she got primarily from the Clinton Foundation and decided to bankroll the entire DNC. So according, they're going to be doing whatever they can to get her elected. Because if it weren't for her, they wouldn't have survived. Like right now, they're bleeding money. The Republicans got hundreds of millions of dollars. The DNC calling you every day begging, please give us money. Trump this, Trump that, Trump, 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 Trump. I had one call me. I said, baby, look, don't come talk to me about Trump. It's bigger issues than just Trump. And since y'all don't address those issues, why should I give you anything? Since you want to talk about disinformation and cheating and rigging and interfering in elections. You do know, young lady, that Hillary Clinton, one of her top leaders, one of her top surrogates, David Brock, had a troll farm called Correct the Record that went around harass and abuse people online. But are you talking about that? Are you talking about who he's connected to, young lady? No. Let me keep going. I'm almost done. I'm sorry.
How can people tell the difference between the real, genuine thing of Black Lives Matter and the ones that are just designed to make you not vote? How do you even tell?
So you can tell right away by the language that they use most of the time. But if you see anyone who says based.
Now, before we go into this, so Joy Reid asks, how can you tell the difference between real Black Lives Matters and fake Black Lives Matters? Like, there's nobody in real Black Lives Matter that won't join this movement. Black Lives Matter is not a democratic organization. Black Lives Matter do not have any allegiance to the Democratic Party or Republican Party. So if they want to say, until you do something for black people because Black Lives Matter, you ain't getting our vote, are you going to say that's not the real Black Lives Matter? The real Black Lives Matter is going to go along with what they're going to vote Democrat. See, this is your problem. You assume black people are going to always continue to support you year after year, month after month, any election, that they're owed your vote. And you ain't got to do whatever you need to earn their vote. And here she is, Shireen Mitchell, founder of Stop Online Violence Against Women. What does have to do with violence against women, with a black activist organization coming together with men and women saying, look, we as black people are tired of giving up our precious vote to parties that's not going to give us something in return. We're tired of it. We're tired of putting you in that office and having our hands out saying, please, oh please, would you please, sir, just a little crumb, sir, for the black community, sir. Please, sir, I beg of thee. I'm telling you right now, we ain't that brother on Don't Be a Menace running around with his shirt all scratching himself saying, please, man, please, please, I got these cheeseburgers, man. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that this year. And yes, we see the accidental, did I say that right? The threat of Trump. We've been dealing with Trump all our lives. It's not the first time we had a bigot in office. And you think you got something that's less bigot? Because you're going to screw Bernie Sanders. You ain't going to let a socialist become president. Y'all probably do something. Hillary Clinton said we need to retire him. You know, that sounds like a threat to me. That sounds like some Bobby Kennedy type stuff. Because the moment John F. Kennedy started talking about universal health care, Medicare for all, and Dr. Martin Luther King started talking about universal basic income, pow, they got rid of both of them with a bullet. And here you are, Shireen Mitchell, nervous because we're getting a message out to men and women, and you're afraid that those women that you so much depend on to get the Democrats over, the numbers may go down. That's what this is all about. We got to stop them. We got to make them look like the enemy and shame them out so nobody can really pay attention to them. So nobody can trust them. So nobody can leave them. Like, we can really trust you after what you did in the 2016. You still going to sit here and support that freaking party after they on purpose, in the face of America, in the face of independents who were supporting Senator Sanders, in the face of Democrats, people who joined the party to support Sanders, they sit there and rig this election against him and screw him. And then he go along with the screwing. Thank you for the screw. Please screw me again. And do nothing about it. You think the people are going to be stupid enough to see known rigging and cheating and decide to support the known riggers and the cheaters? Who does that? See, I was at the convention in Philadelphia. I knew what they did. They wouldn't let people speak out. They silenced our voice. They took credentials away from people. Anybody that was challenging the Democratic Party at the convention, saying you're wrong, you cheat and all that, they tried to get us out of there. They tried to shut us up. I was there. People was ready to riot in the street. The cops was out there on their bicycles, ready to rock and roll with their guns and everything. I was there. Were you there, Shireen? And you're going to talk about black activists trying to spread disinformation when the entire Democratic Party, the DNC, with Debbie Wasserman Schultz as at the helm, was rigging this late. She had to step down because the news came out through the credible journalist source called WikiLeaks, through that hero, Julian Assange. I call him a hero because he had the guts to expose the Democrat for the evils. Now his organization need to do the same thing for the Republicans. We know the Republicans are evil, but it's time for black people to understand that the Democratic Party is just as evil. They don't have your best interests at heart, and they'll do anything to not change. And they'll do anything and employ anybody to keep you on the Democratic plantation. And I'm telling you, black people right now, going from one plantation to another plantation is not smart. That is not freedom. What do you mean by that? You saying I'm not gonna vote Democrat, I'm gonna vote Republican. Nobody said that. Shireen think we're saying that. Joy Reid think that's what's going on. We're not telling people not to vote Democrat, sister. We tell them don't vote for Democrat or Republican, because none of them ain't doing jack for you. That if they want your vote, they need to come get it. Now, the whole point of what we're doing now is not to tell you to don't vote. We're saying if you're not going to give us our reparation to close the wealth gap, if you're not going to come with a black agenda, you're right. You're not coming with any tangibles. You're right. Why should we give you a vote? Tell me why we should continue to give them our vote when they're continuing to tell you in your face, I ain't going to do nothing for black people now. But she can do anything for any other people. You can make it easier to come to this country. You can make it easier for people to come to this country to get loans. You can make it easier for people coming to this country to buy homes, start businesses. You can give them tax breaks 7, 10, 20 years. But as soon as the people who were originally here from the jump, the black founders of this country come here, they can't get nothing. And here we are every year. Please, sir, would you please help us out, sir? Please, sir, we'll get you in the office. And once we get you in the office, would you please help us out, sir? Please. Nah, we coming in like Tupac. We coming in like Biggie, kicking the door, waving the 4-4. We're demanding. We coming in taking. You want our vote? Give up the goods. Until then, forget it. This is not a theocracy. This is a democracy. I ain't got to vote. I ain't got to vote Democratic. I ain't got to vote Republican. I ain't got to vote at all. You don't own my vote. You're not worthy of my vote just because you running in a party. You want my vote? You better come get it. And in coming and get it, you better understand we're going to sit down and we're going to talk business. There will be an exchange in order to get this vote of mine. A good father would not give his daughter to just anybody. A good father will ask that man, what are you going to provide for my daughter? In exchange for her hand in marriage. Because I can mess this up for you, bruh. I can make it real hard for you. Because guess what? She loves daddy more than she loves you. Because I made sure that no man be able to outdo daddy. I am looking for a man to do just as good as daddy, or even better. But I'm definitely not looking for somebody that ain't going to treat her just as good as her daddy treat her. That is a good man. That is a good father. That is a smart father, not to let his daughter just go with anybody. Why are we being called weird, strange, Russians, bots? Because we're like that father. Our community is our baby. And if you're not going to care for us, why should we just give you something special as our vote? I'm almost done.
Basically, tangibles or you're not getting our vote without us getting something back. Mm-hmm. You should start to pause and take a better look at what they're saying. Better look at those accounts and seeing what they're saying.
All right, so here's she's saying in a nutshell. Anybody who's saying that our vote is valuable. Let me come back to me because I think we're done.
Don't forget, same rules apply. If these accounts are brand new, you should pause and look at these accounts and see what they're saying.
Yeah.
All right, sweetheart. There are going to be more new accounts. There are going to be more people coming on YouTube preaching this same message. There's going to be more Facebook groups preaching this message, and it doesn't mean that they're Russians. And I'm telling you right now, you come this way, I'm going to demand that you prove it, and I'm sending your butt to court, and I'm going to sue you and Joy Reid. Bring my show up on your show as a disinformation campaign, and I'm suing every last one of you mugs up there at MSNBC. I'm asking you because I need the money. I'm looking for a lawsuit. No, I'm not, but but I'm not taking no joke. And I'm telling everybody that everybody in this community need to clap back and put that threat to her. Let my name show up. Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore of the ADOS 101.com need to file lawsuits against MSNBC and Joy Reid for smearing their organization as a Russian organization when they're blacker than night. One's from California, I think the other one's, I don't know. This is how you clap back. See, Tulsi Gabbard sued Google when Google started throttling and stopping people from looking her up when she won that first debate. She won it. Put her foot up Kamala's behind. She threatened to sue him. She filed a lawsuit. She threatened to sue Hillary Clinton if she don't apologize for calling her toady and a side apologist and all that, and you know the Russians using her. I'm telling you, if you're gonna fight back these smears, these lies on what we doing, it's gonna be a lawsuit. I'm telling you now, I want Joy Reid to bring my name up on the show. First of all, it'd be good coverage, good publicity. But understand, you bring my show up on your show, I will be filing charges against you. I will be filing a lawsuit against you for defamation of character. I'm a regular old Joe, work a job like everybody else, but passionate about his vote. Passionate about his community. That is not a crime. And that is not wrong or evil or interfering in an election. What you're doing is lying and smearing, you're spreading disinformation by lying on us. So please, bring me up, girl. Bring me up. Now, I sent you a video, Joy Reid, a video of me telling you that you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now, I'm quite sure, let me bring myself back up. Now, I'm quite sure that you took me off. You probably blocked me. I'm telling you now, you see this face right now. You see this gorgeous, beautiful, bald-headed brother with the beard. Let me stop. With the matching glasses, matching the sweater. Bring it on. I live in New York. I don't live in St. Petersburg. Russians don't own my campaign. They don't own my channel. They don't own my website. They don't own my songs on my website. They don't own my other show, Winning with Love. They don't own nothing. That is part of BOBTV NYC. Look me up. If I catch you smearing me, you better believe I will file a lawsuit on you and NBC. I'm coming to get some of that money, girl. So you better watch your mouth. Now, in closing, I know this has been kind of long. They're scared. They're scared of black media. They're scared of independent journalists. They're scared of people like me and other people out here that's sending this. And I got a lot of people that's going to telling me I'm crazy, man. You crazy. You're not going to vote? No, I'm not voting for you. You got to understand at this moment, my weapon is leverage. My leverage to these parties, to these political leaders, is my vote. Each and every one of you have the power to vote. I am a voter. I'm registered as an independent. I'm not a Democratic or a Republican. Rob, you better hurry up and register to vote for me. You don't tell me who to vote for. I tell me who to vote for. And as of right now, I'm not voting for none of them until they take the quality time to spend with my community, listen to their needs. Don't be coming from your mind what you believe the black community need. Especially when you're not living in the black community, you never lived in the black community, you don't know what it's like to be black. Don't tell me you know. What you have to do is you have to go spend quality time in the black community. Quality time. Not one weekend out of 6 months. I'm talking about go at least one day a week and spend quality time in the black community. See, Obama couldn't say that because he was a community organizer. But it's a doggone shame. He spent all that quality time in the community of Chicago. He's seen the poverties of Chicago. He's seen the ills of Chicago and what was holding black people back. And he knew what was holding black people back. But as soon as he got in office, he did nothing to change that. Him or Eric Holder. It's a shame. But you, Joy Reid, want us to continue to put black leaders in positions who already voiced that they're not going to do anything. All we asking them right now is, look, if you want our vote, you need to commit to doing something. And you need to come talk to us. Sit with us. We have the plan. We have it. We got people in our own community that has done the intense study and know exactly what the black community need in order to free themselves to compete with white America. We know exactly what it is. All we ask is that you take it. Shout out to my man Jeremy Fowler. I keep messing up your name, brother. Jamie Fowler, who went to Tom Steyer and said, Tom Steyer, do you believe in reparation? Tom Steyer said, yes. Here it is, a millionaire billionaire saying yes. Now, do I believe him? No, I don't. But who am I to say he's not serious? I don't know his heart. I don't believe him, but I don't know his heart. He said, yeah, he's for it. Now, we don't know if he's for cash payment yet, but Jamie gave him the black agenda. He took it. Now, whether he walked off and threw it in the trash or not, I don't know. I was not there, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he is looking at it. See, this is what I'm saying. Your vote is power. Our vote is power, Joy Reid, and your vote is too. See, you gave your power to NBC, and MSNBC took your power and put it in that locker. As soon as you do not do what they tell you to do, it's like the episode, it's like that gold digger. Goldfinger. What is Goldfinger, Austin Power? He lost his mojo. He couldn't do nothing because that mojo was taken from him. Joy Reid, you lost your mojo. Mother Jones will roll in her grave if she knew you were talking like this. She knew you were smearing other black activists who were trying to get a demand in exchange for their vote. She would be appalled and ashamed. She might just hunt you tonight. Hope she do. Let me stop. Joy Reid ain't got her mojo. The executives at MSNBC got it in a glass cabinet somewhere. And they threatened her that if she do not do what we tell her to do, we're going to break that mojo. She keep going down this direction, the black community is going to tune her out and her ratings going to drop. And when that happens, you'll be back at Mother Jones or the Griot or wherever rock you done come from. You are replaceable, Joy Reid. Ask Melissa House Perry. You're the only black woman that I see up there on that header when it comes to MSNBC, which makes me think you're token. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I don't know. There's one thing. You're looking at a person who teach that and preach that on the show. I talk about a whole bunch of other stuff too. I just don't focus on that alone. But that will come up because it's important to me. It's important to my community. It's important to men and it's important to women. And shame on you to shame us because you fear, your networks fear that black women and black men are not going to be kissing the behind of the DNC and the Democratic Party anymore. We've made our decision to come off that plantation because that plantation wasn't doing nothing but whipping us in shape. Winning and offering us scrap for dinner. I'm telling blacks that you can be free. You can come off that plantation and into your freedom. Don't go on another replant. We're not saying leave the Democratic plantation, go to the Republican plantation. Plantation living is over. Get your freedom back. Your vote is power. You take your vote and you make these parties and you make these individuals running for office, no matter who it is, and you tell them no agenda, no support for reparations, No support for cash payment to close the wealth gap. No tangibles. No vote. This is not a Russian talking point. This is a Black American talking point. Black Americans are not going to be buying that crap no more. So you can go with your other immigrant buddy. And I love my immigrant people out there. But Joy Reid, you and Roland Martin, you guys are something else. All that intelligence, and you don't understand your vote is your power. And if you just give it up easy, that means you're giving up your power so easy. You make these people earn your vote. And if they don't earn it, they don't get it. You don't get this. But anyway, I'm done. Joy Reid, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Smearing other black people. Calling people like me bots. You better keep this show out of your mouth. See that? Oh, it's over here, right? See that right there? Rock. You better keep that out of your mouth and keep that off your network. Because I will be coming for you. I ain't going to let nobody smear something I'm taking my time and energy to build. I'm doing this for the people, especially my people. What are you doing your show for? Oh, I know. Cash rule everything around you. Cream. Get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.